Hi everyone, my name is Tony Romero and I'm with HandleBox Pedals. Thank you for joining. You know, one of the first questions many beginning guitar players ask is, what are those essential effects you need to get started? And don't worry, there's a lot of people who have the same question, and there's a lot of articles out there about that very subject. And many beginning guitar players want to play various types of music, whether it's rock or country, jazz, blues. And so you want to make sure these essential set of pedals can accommodate those different sounds. So let's talk about the 5 pedals or 5 effects that give you those effects you need for that wide variety of music. The first 2 are distortion and reverb, and many of you know what distortion is. You hear it in a lot of rock songs. And reverb, which kind of gives you that very natural sound that you're playing in a room or in a concert hall, for example. Now, both of those effects, distortion and reverb, you'll find them in a lot of guitar amps, but typically they're very limited, meaning that you have a single knob to adjust your gain, for example, on overdrive or distortion, and a single knob for reverb. And so many guitar players opt to go with pedals, which gives you a lot more flexibility, a lot more options in order to really get your distortion to sound like you want it to, or your reverb. So those are the first 2 effects that we definitely would consider. Now the next one is compressors. And compressors basically is what they sound like. They basically flatten your sound. And there's many reasons to go with a compressor. The first one is that when you're playing along with music or you're playing along with a band, it helps you cut through the mix. And that's really important so that you can hear yourself and others can hear you as you're playing with a band. The other reason is many beginning guitar players tend to have a not so steady hand with their right hand when they're either picking or strumming. Sometimes it could be very light picking, sometimes very hard picking, sometimes it just varies throughout the song. And what a compressor can do is help to keep that sound steady, so you sound like you have a steady hand, and it'll make you sound like you're a more experienced guitar player. The next thing that a compressor can do, especially for guitar solos, you can add sustain, because a compressor, as you turn it up, it gives you a beautiful sustain, which makes you sound more and more like a violin, which can be seriously great sounding with guitar solos. Now the next effect we want to talk about is your delay. And what that does is it basically delays your initial sound with a secondary sound that comes soon after. And it makes it sound like you've got 2 guitar players playing together. It can really make your guitar sound rich. And it's great for both rhythm and guitar solos. Now, country players use a very fast delay in order to get what they call a slapback effect, and it gets you that country sound that sounds amazing. And then as you add more and more time to your delay, it can really give you this more full and rich type of sound. For like rock guitar players, they'll definitely use that type of sound. So we highly recommend having a delay pedal in your set of pedals. And the last one I'd like to talk about is your noise gate. Now the thing is, a guitar sends both your music signal down the wire, but it also sends noise. And when you have a lot of distortion or you have compression, you're going to hear that noise more and more. So at the end of the song, you want to make sure that you're cutting off that noise, and that's what a noise gate does, is it cuts it off. So you're not going to hear feedback or hiss or any kind of crackling sounds. You're dead quiet, and certainly your bandmates will appreciate that. Now typically you'd have to buy 5 different pedals in order to get that set of essential sounds that you're looking for. And that can be pretty expensive. 5 different pedals, and you've got a lot of wires cabled between them, and that can be a mess. A lot of people will buy a pedal board to mount their pedals onto that and all the wiring, but again, it gets super expensive, and that's a pretty big footprint. So what we've done here at HandleBox Pedals is we've integrated 5 effects into 2 pedals. We call them here Artie and Cody. And not only have we integrated those 5 into 2 pedals, we've mounted them together. And we have our innovative boots system, and these boots basically bolt right onto the pedals, holding them together in a very, very small footprint. We've also added a handle to make it super easy to carry this around. So you can go from your bedroom to the garage, to your friend's house, to a gig, wherever you want to go. super easy to carry this around. One other innovation with HandleBox Pedals is that it's got a color-coded chart down the middle that for different types of music, whether you're playing rock rhythm, rock solo, country, blues, it tells you how to set your knobs in order to get the sound you're looking for. So super easy to get the sound you're looking for. So I hope that helps a lot for you. And we encourage you to subscribe to our email list to get our newsletter. And we also encourage you to go on our website, which is handleboxpedals.com. Thank you so much. Take care, and I hope to see you again soon.